ready?
Sure.
Okay. Hello.
Hello!
It is just the two of us today.
The best two. The only two.
Yes, brother-sister goals. The brother-sister goals are going to be reviewing the very much not mother-daughter goals, Snatched, which came out on Mother's Day, which was, how many months ago? It's probably on like DVD now. We saw it together, and so we can review it together now. So first off, did you like the movie?
It was okay. It was an Amy Schumer movie.
Trainwreck was like a really good movie, but that was because it had a much stronger emotional core than Snatched does. Snatched is about something, but there really isn't like an emotional kick to it, which I guess you don't need in a comedy movie, but it keeps trying to be about something deeper.
Yeah, I agree with that. They would make it a comedy and then they would make it kind of like an emotional movie, but it was like they would never really blend the two together. It was like comedy scene, emotional scene, comedy scene. It was kind of annoying to where it was really predictable that there would be an emotional scene coming up.
I did find this movie funny.
Oh, yeah.
I laughed quite a bit. It definitely passes the 6 laugh test, and which I found out a couple days ago. Audiences will accept a comedy as like good enough if they laugh 6 or more times.
It passed that, yeah.
Yeah. The actual story doesn't have much screen time. The story itself is probably about just like an hour or 45 minutes of screen time. The rest of it is just like a collection of random ideas of what Amy Schumer and Goldie Hawn can do in the middle of the jungle.
Yeah.
It keeps getting mentioned so much that Amy Schumer just feels like she's getting thinner and she's like getting really, really hungry. And then they later find out it's because she has a tapeworm inside her. And there's like this whole scene where they try and get the tapeworm out, and then she starts freaking out and the tapeworm is like hanging out of her throat, and then they get it out. And then that's all the joke is. It doesn't really build to anything, and it just feels like a collection of, okay, now this is gonna happen. Now this is gonna happen.
The scene was a little gross and a little uncomfortable.
It was unnecessary.
It was unnecessary. It went on for too long. If they had done a shorter scene for it with more of a resolution and a little bit of it, then it would have been better.
The joke subplot that I really did like, though, was the one about the brother.
The brother was the best. The brother was at home while the mom and the sister were in, what was the country they were in?
I can't even remember.
After they got kidnapped, because they got kidnapped,
Spoilers, they get kidnapped. It's called Snatched.
Snatched.
If I could frat snap, I would totally do that right now.
I can't frat snap.
I can.
I called the brother and was like, yo, dude, we got kidnapped. No, the brother, he's so like emotionally needy. He doesn't do anything. He acts like a kid. So for him to do this, it's a big character development for him. And he's the only character really that has good character development. Because the other two, they like have character development in the last like 5 minutes of the movie.
It's like they're just so annoyed with each other the entire movie, and the next thing you know, like the mom randomly tries to save the daughter at one point. After that immediate moment, it's like, oh, I love you so much, I'm so sorry.
Yes, we get it, you are mother and daughter, and that's an emotional bond, but at the same time, you're not really showing it throughout a lot of the movie. You're kind of just showing that Amy Schumer's character is very annoyed with the mother through most of the movie, and then all of a sudden, she's like, not. Back to the brother.
Yes.
He calls, what is it?
The police, I think, right?
It's
or
like,
was it?
He called it's something bigger than the police. It's like something.
It's something like country.
It's like the big thing. He calls it.
We're educated.
So he calls it and he's like, dude, my brother and sister were kidnapped. And the guy's like,
Mom and sister.
My mom and sister were kidnapped. He's like, I can't do anything about it. They're not in this country. You have to get a hold of these people, yada yada. And the brother's like, dude, you gotta help me. And the guy's like, no. It was the best relationship in the whole movie.
Because he doesn't just call new people. He keeps calling the exact same guy over and over again. And like the threats they start making to each other just build as the movie goes.
Like the police guy is like, I'm going to kill you. And then the other guy, the brother, is like, I'm really annoying and you'll be the only person I have left. The police guy agrees after that joke.
Yeah.
He's like,
I loved that subplot. Because it was consistent.
I think that should have been the plot of the movie.
Just that.
The subplot is the snatch.
Yeah.
They make a sequel, but it's only from his
Just
perspective.
If you haven't seen the movie, stop now. Because that'll put all the spoiler stuff that we accidentally said before after this clip. I found that the climax of the movie was really weak. It happens way too quickly. There's the character change moment where the mother tries to save the daughter, and then the climax happens with like Amy Schumer like trying to save the mom, but it's like 10 minutes of screen time. She goes like, I'm gonna save my mom, and like 5 minutes later she saves her. And then they try and get out, and there's like a 5-minute chase, and then they end up just winning.
I wanted to see how they would take the characters from there, and they didn't do anything with them. They pretty much only won because the brother saved the freaking day.
Although, did he though? Because he does show up, but she's already pointing the gun at that guy.
Yeah,
at that moment.
But at the same time, she wasn't gonna do anything.
True, she wasn't.
She was like, 99, 98.
She probably would have gone into the negatives if she had actually reached a 0.
74.
At least the performances are good. Like, the characters, I didn't like them, but like Goldie Hawn and Amy Schumer, I believed them as mother and daughter. They were dedicated to the performances.
Amy Schumer was Amy Schumer. I liked Goldie Hawn. I've never seen her in a movie before, I don't think.
Did you see Overboard? Oh, well, I own that. We should watch it sometime.
The brother, amazing actor, don't remember his name.
This will be my final verdict. There are things to be enjoyed about the movie. It's funny enough. It does basically the bare minimum for every comedy movie, and it really just feels more like a collection of jokes as opposed to a cohesive storyline with jokes along the way. Neither one of the characters are that likable, but I mean, you still kind of root for them at the end, and the brother's the best. So I'm gonna give it a 5.
I completely agree with what Josh said, and I feel that the writers and stuff moved more into the development of the characters that they wanted to take, and moved it further towards the beginning of the movie, and not as much like cram everything at the end because we have 10 pages left, and they focused more on that instead of trying to get a laugh every 3 seconds. I think the movie would have been a much better quality. I think the actors and actresses of the movie really put themselves into the roles, which is very respectable. They may have not acted every scene perfectly or anything, but they did really well, and the parts that were funny were very funny to me, and I give it a 5 out of 5.
Well, 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10!
So yeah, our total is, okay, let me do the math. Is it a 5? Okay, I think it's a 5. We give Snatched a 5 out of 10.
It's a solid.
Yeah, it's a half. Be sure to subscribe to High School Film Nerds, check out more of our reviews, and also check out our review for Everything Everything, which will probably be coming after this, unless I choose to upload the Everything Everything review first. I don't know. We filmed this one first, though, so...
You have an inside look of our...
Yeah. See ya.
Bye!